everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nora and I'm a mom of three. My youngest baby girl, she's 10 months old, and my toddler, he's 2 years old, and my eldest is 4 years old. So in this video I want to share what self-care looks like for me as a mom of three. It's not always perfect, it's not always peaceful, but I try to make time for it as much as possible, as we really as moms need that, especially when we are taking care of other tiny human beings. So I hope you find this useful and inspirational in any way. And if you do like it, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't yet, like the video or comment. I would always love to hear your comments, to see and read your comments too. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So my self-care routine begins the night before the new day begins. I try to wake up a little bit earlier if possible, but it doesn't always happen recently. So I begin by cleansing my face, removing makeup, and washing my face. You can see on the side of my the door of the cupboard, I've got a list of all the things that I do on each day of the week for my skincare. I'm using lavender water to spray after I've cleansed and cleaned my face after my shower. I find that quite refreshing and hydrating, and I let it dry if I have time. And then on this particular night, I'm going to be adding retinol. I got this brand from a shop called DM here, Q&A. I hope it's good. I'm not quite sure, but I'm hoping it is good. And applying that gently on my face, neck. And then I'm going to use this ginseng peptide cream that my mom got for me. It's a South Korean brand. I don't know much about it, but it feels quite luxurious and quite nice. So again, I'm applying that to my face and my neck area. After that, since I've washed my hair, I wash it once a week, which is not a lot, but I think that's good enough for me. I spray my hair while it's still damp and wet with a protection spray for heat before I blow dry my hair. And then after that, I ready with pajamas on, and since I'm just setting up for the next day, I'm putting anything away, and I will be preparing my clothes for the next day, for the morning. So that sets me up for a smoother and quicker morning. So after I've prepared my clothes for the next day, I decided to give myself some foot massage using a cream. Actually, it's a hand cream. I need to buy a proper foot cream, but it's quite a thick one. I noticed my feet get very, very dry, and you never have time to look at your feet. As moms, we're constantly on our feet, and most of us, whatever we do, we tend to neglect our feet, and it was nice just to moisturize them and give them a quick gentle massage. Actually felt so good and so luxurious. tea. I try to drink something warm at the end of the day, which helps to relax and obviously hydrates me as well. When I remember to, I try to prepare all of my vitamins and basically all my supplements for the next day to be visible on the counter. And after that, I don't always do that in the evenings, but especially when I would like to have an earlier night, it really helps to relax me even more for bed when I do a little stretch. I love doing that, and I really should be doing it more often. Just a few minutes, nothing too long, something improvised, or there's so many videos out there that you can watch that just 5-10 minutes long, just a gentle evening yoga stretch, or any stretch that feels good to your body. So that's what I'm doing now, just a quick stretch to relax me after a long day and get me in the mood for bed. So it's now the next morning, and here I am again doing some yoga stretching, some movement to get me ready for the day. So yeah, both at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day are a great time to do some gentle movement. Here I'm doing some brief breathing exercise, just breathing more deeply, just moving my body, trying to get all of my limbs to wake up and move while Lily's playing next to me. Sometimes I'm able to do it by myself, but most days I need to at least have one child with me while I'm doing yoga. Here I'm doing some lymphatic drainage. I think that tapping technique is. I'm not completely familiar in depth with the method, but I know it's beneficial. I remember when I first started doing yoga, it was back in school. We had a teacher, I was about 14 years old, and she showed us that, and I found it very fascinating, and I think I felt the benefits even then. Just shaking, moving my body, it was really good. Put some gentle music as well in the background, and yeah, it feels good. I do. That's one thing that is non-negotiable. I do some kind of yoga, some kind of movement, at least a bare minimum of 5 minutes, ideally 10 to 15 minutes or more, of course, if possible, but I do that every morning, every day. I don't know how long I've been doing that for, but I don't even remember, but I feel like I've been doing it forever, and it just makes me feel so good, and it's such a great way to start your day before it gets too busy. Here is Lily falling, but I kind of thought she was okay. It was like she was just having a play, but she was quite funny there. jog slash quick walk to the beach. We are lucky that at least here in Sarajevo, the neighborhood of Burgas where we live, it has the beach very close by, the sea. So it's a quite nice, beautiful morning. The sun is starting to come out through the little bit of clouds, but it's definitely going to be, it's looking like it's going to be sunny, at least the first part of the day. So yeah, I just went for a little jog. We're about 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes if you're jogging, maybe 10 if you're walking, minutes walk from the beach. And yeah, it's a lovely morning. I try to do this once or twice a week in the morning when my husband can stay a little bit longer until he goes to work, so he can stay a little bit longer before going to work, and I can squeeze in maybe half an hour, maybe an hour if I'm lucky. But this morning I went out a little bit later. I had to put Lily to sleep and then I went out, but at least even half an hour fresh air and a little bit of walk in solitary by myself, yeah, makes a difference. So now the weather is a little bit warmer. In the winter, of course, it's harder to do that, but now spring is coming and the summer, so hopefully I have quite a few months to come of little opportunities like that to get out and get some fresh air. Even if we didn't live by the sea, of course I would try to get out and do a little jog around, still get outside. But yeah, definitely feel lucky from that perspective that we are by the beach. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a little bit more of breathing, a little bit of stretching before I head back, because I don't have a lot of time today. But yeah, when the weather gets a bit warmer and if I have a bit more time, I will bring a book as well, maybe do some reading, some stretching, just a little bit of that time that I love to spend for myself. But yeah, definitely I try to squeeze in some reading as well. That's, I think, your mind, your brain and your body both need a little bit of stimulation and activation, and something to inspire, something to keep it interesting and active, even when you're in the midst of the motherhood season with lots of, with young children. You can still find little pockets, even if it's 5-10 minutes a day, to do something like that. All right, I hope it's not too windy and you can actually hear me. But yeah, greetings from the Black Sea in Bulgaria. So I just put both kids to sleep. It actually happened. Normally they don't quite synchronize, but now both of them around 1 p.m. I put my 2-year-old and my 10-month-old to have their afternoon nap. So I have a little bit of me time, a little bit of quiet time, and yeah, I'm going to use that to do just a short 10-minute workout. I try to do that 2 to 3 times a week. I normally schedule like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today is actually Thursday, but since I have an opportunity, I'm going to use it. A little bit of quiet time to do a quick workout, just to tone. And then I'm going to aim to lay down and rest for 10-15 minutes at least. Sometimes if I'm really tired, I might have a nap when possible. Today I'll see how I feel, but I definitely want to make myself lay down, even though there's always something to do, right? When you have a moment, you always want to get something done, but I'm going to try and use 10-15 minutes to rest, let my eyelids relax. And yeah, so I'll do that as part of my self-care routine whenever possible. I also, since we are on self-care, my arm is killing me, sorry, holding the phone. Since we're on self-care, I also had, what I try to do is find ways to socialize. Of course, as a mom, a stay-at-home mom, it's harder to do that. But if I can, I will try to meet someone. And I'm more of an introvert person, but I try to at least every couple of weeks try to meet up with someone, because we are all humans. We need interaction. We need to talk about other things, not just be constantly with the babies, with the children. So I invited a neighbor over for a coffee, and we just had a she's also a mom, and we had a really nice chat. So that was a really nice way to spend the morning today. And then after lunch the kids went to bed, so I'm gonna get on with my workout and a little bit of a rest until the next next thing we're going to do after that. It will depend on when the kids wake up, but for now that's the plan as part of the self-care. Another way I incorporate self-care into my everyday life as a mom of 3 is while I am folding laundry at the end of the day, when the kids have gone to bed. That's my favorite time to do the laundry, just to fold the clothes peacefully without any interruption. I would put what I started recently doing is putting podcast on, or in this case actually I put an audiobook that I'm listening to. I forgot the exact title of the book, but it was to do with emotional intelligence in boys. But I think it applies generally for most children, but since I've got boys that are growing so fast, I want to start preparing for everything and being as prepared on how to best be there for them emotionally and make sure that they develop emotionally as well as intellectually. So that's a very interesting book. I actually finished listening to it. So I'll sometimes listen to a book like that, a podcast, or I quite often also watch some other YouTube videos, other YouTubers that I follow, quite a few moms that I follow. And so after that I dedicated some time to read. So as part of my self-care, I also incorporate reading, even if it's just 5-10 minutes a day. I mean, that's my aim. I don't always manage to do it, but just keeping my brain active, stimulating my brain intellectually, learning something new. I find it's really good for me as a stay-at-home mom. Self-care is also nutrition and making sure I try to eat well and hydrate, which I don't do enough. I keep reminding myself, I keep setting that goal to drink more water, but especially when breastfeeding. But to come back now to the nutrition, I'm just gonna make myself breakfast. It's just another day and I have more time to show you what I'm gonna do for breakfast today. So I'm going to I find that very quick and easy. It's like drinking your breakfast on the go rather than sitting down sometimes. Now I have time. Lily's sleeping, my 10-month-old is sleeping, and then the other two, one of them is at nursery, and my 2-year-old is at my grandmother's in Burgos. So I have time. She might wake up soon, but hopefully not too soon, so I have time to make this. So I'm using, I used to be vegan. We stopped being vegan about, oh my god, it's almost 2 years ago, because my now 2-year-old was a bit fussy with his eating, and I was starting to worry about his eating. Maybe I was worrying for no reason, but then having moved to Bulgaria, it would have been quite difficult in Burgos here to keep up with the vegan, especially if they go to nursery, they don't have vegan options, and generally restaurants and shops, but I mean there's some bigger shops, of course, they have vegan options, but generally it's still a bit limited, unfortunately. So I'm saying we're pausing it. I'm hoping that we're gonna come back to it, but for the children we're exposing them to different foods for now, and it's also kind of, I guess, good just to check for allergies, and then as they grow older we'll keep talking about the benefits of being vegan and animal welfare, and then they'll hopefully make the best decision for them. But yeah, anyways, to come back to that, I was just saying that I use vegan milks. I don't really like cow milk. So at the moment I had soya. I'm mixing them up because this is now finished. I had a little bit of soy left, but I need more, so I'm going to use almond. I always go for no added sugar option, so always double checking the labels. So one of the things that is very good for your self-care when you're shopping, always read the labels. There's always, you know, particularly I'm talking about obviously everything that goes into your food, but also specifically sugar, because sugar is added to almost everything, and if you're not careful you're just going to consume so much without even knowing. So yeah, double check and always read the label to ensure that you buy something that doesn't have added sugar if possible. So that's what I always try to do. I've been doing that for a long time. So sugar, yeah, it's not the enemy, but it's not my friend either. So we avoid it, and we teach our kids to be careful and to, you know, be mindful and not to always go for things that are natural in sugar and don't have added sugar. The occasional treat, of course, it's fine, but yeah, in general we avoid it. So anyway, I'm adding now collagen peptides. I'm trying this since the beginning of this year, because you know I'm 35 now, so we're getting to that point where we need to think about aging and health, and you know, so I've decided to try these collagen peptides. Again, it's not vegan, but there are vegan options as well, if you are vegan. Also, these super greens, because I'm not, unfortunately at the moment, consuming enough greens in the form of salad, and of course they're finished because my husband has been using them as well, so I don't actually have much left. I need to buy more. And also I got this from the UK. I'm not sure if Bulgaria has this brand. It's a super shake, blueberry and banana. It has, again, the green one that I just added didn't have much in it, so I'm just gonna use this mostly now. It has, again, vitamins and minerals, biocultures, and high protein and fiber, no added sugar. It's like a nutritionally complete shake. So I'm gonna use this as well. Has a nice blueberry flavored, has blueberry powder, I guess, in it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that to my morning shake. It has oats. It's like a little, I like oats. Oats are also quite good as well for energy, for if you're breastfeeding. And I got this when I was pregnant, but it's also pregnancy and postpartum from Ritual. Really nice company. I think it's based in America, but yeah, I used to take their supplements as well, which are quite good. But I've got quite a lot of, because I subscribed, so I still have a lot left from this vanilla flavor protein shake. It has 20 grams of plant-based protein, so that's vegan. I used to order it when I was still vegan back in the UK. So I'm gonna add this. It's nice vanilla flavor. If you don't have protein powder, that's fine. You can use like a little, if you're not vegan, boiled egg. That's a nice dose of protein. I know it sounds strange, egg in shake, but if you add fruit and other things, you don't even notice the flavor. It's quite yummy. But yeah, it's just an idea. I'm gonna add a banana as well. I'm going to eat a banana as well. And I think that's it. I'm gonna add a little bit more milk to make sure it's not too thick. And it's time to blend. And there we go. That's my morning milkshake or shake, protein shake, that I like to have on the go and or just as a normal breakfast. I'm making sure that I get all the or most of the nutrients that I need to kickstart my day. It's quite delicious. So something else that I consider part of self-care, I don't know, maybe it's a bit strange, but it's something that I enjoy. Like some people enjoy gardening. I don't have, unfortunately, a garden. I have a balcony. And at the beginning of last year, I purchased a few plants. So these are my plants. I've got a few other plants on the other side of the terrace, but something that I enjoy is looking after them. And yeah, then my other self-care habit that I try to do, at least every other day, is I put a timer for at least a minute, minimum a minute. Obviously more would be great, but at least a minute. And I don't exactly meditate. I sometimes meditate listening to a meditation. Or sometimes, like in this case, I do a breathing exercise, Nadi Shodhana. Breathing just for a minute really helps to ground me, even though I'm not grounded here. I'm on this swing. That was the first time I used it, and it was quite nice, quite relaxing, swinging while I'm breathing and meditating. So it was a nice experience. But yeah, I would do a breathing exercise normally, or just focus on breathing and quiet, which is so much needed when you're a busy mom. Just quiet time. So here is Felix, our lovely little cat. So yeah, some of the other things that I do for self-care, I also try to book a massage, maybe once a month. Ideally, doesn't always happen, but I try to do that once a month, or even if it's every couple of months, it's better than nothing. Or yeah, some kind of treatment, but mostly massage. I find that very relaxing. I'm planning to go to attend some yoga class or some other activity class, now that the weather is getting a little bit better. But if possible, when possible, to arrange childcare to get away, even for like an hour. It's to treat yourself to something like that. Occasionally, it's really nice. So those are some of the things that I do, and I don't always do them perfectly. There isn't always an opportunity to do them, but I try to go through more or less a list of most of the things that I do, and to share that with you. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other tips, any other questions, any other suggestions, please feel free to share them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye from Felix.